state, sports and weather too. In the Ozark Mountains where scenic waters fall. Time for the Buffalo Boys radio show from Leslie, Arkansas. Buffalo Boys, please talk to me. Stuck at work or in a truck and nothing's on TV. Buffalo Boys, coming in loud and clear.
Yes.
88.1 on your FM dial, station I wanna hear.
Yes.
88.1 on your FM dial, station I wanna hear.
Hey, Sean, did you tweak that a little bit?
Yeah, I put a little grease on it.
All right, I thought you probably did. So we're back, folks. We're back. We've been off for a little while. Sean's been acting up on us and dealing with stuff, and he had to go to a doctor's appointment this morning. So he's got a Uber driver. I'm telling you, when you're a star like he is, you know it's pretty nice. And Miss Julie,
pretty nice sitting in the back seat.
Yeah, and Miss Julie, you know, do y'all do any role playing? No, I better not go there. You know.
Save that for Valentine's.
Yeah, we'll use that in February. Anyway, it's so good to have you back, brother. I know you've been through some stuff, and then joining me in the studio is my friend Todd Scarborough. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, Rick.
It's so great to have you here, 5-time Mr. Arkansas.
Yes.
When you go and look on our Facebook page today, you will see him pointing at the Buffalo River podcast, Buffalo River Boys podcast sign. The way he gives me directions, he'll say turn left, and he flexes for some reason and points that finger to the left. You know? That's what I tease him about all the time.
Some of us got it, some of us don't.
That's right. Well, the way you got it, I'll just soon don't. I mean, my goodness, starting at 17 years old and taking this through till you mind me telling the age because you don't look it at all.
No, 62.
Yeah, he's 62. Yeah. We were talking about Social Security.
Yeah, I qualify.
That's
actually.
right.
I qualify, I just caught fire early. You know, I just loved it, and I saw a guy when I went with my sister. I had an older sister, and I saw my first bodybuilder. She went to pick up her check. She cleaned rooms at this hotel. And I saw this guy from the rear. When we pulled up, I just see him from the back. And I see the back view of him, and I just go, what is that? I'm looking like that, dude. I want to be like that, whatever it costs. So when I saw that kind of muscle, I thought, wow, I want to look like that. And I was a little guy, too. Yeah. So. But no, just love it.
But a little guy loved to play football.
Yeah.
And knows a little bit about football because he's the voice of the Harrison Gobblers.
Yeah, so if my voice sounds familiar, that's probably where you've heard it. And but no, I love doing football, love doing the broadcast there as well.
He goes all the way back to Brandon Burlsworth days. And,
yes.
And the night that he said that boy's going to play on Saturdays.
And little did we know he was going to play on Sundays for that matter.
Right.
And would have played
a
long.
And little did we know that even through passing away, he ended up in the Hall of Fame in the character exhibit.
Absolutely, and rightfully so. And would have been statues built to that kid for sure. But if he'd have stayed, I got to watch him all 3 years, and it was a beautiful thing.
Jump in, John.
Oh, I'm excited. You said football. I'm ready, man.
Yeah, aren't we ready? What do you think?
What
do you think? Everything going on?
I watched preseason football all weekend. I am
Did you?
pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I am ready.
Todd has a game. Yeah, go ahead.
Our Razorback, that Mike Washington Jr. did a phenomenal job with the Raiders this weekend.
Good.
Yeah.
Boy, that thing is powerful and got speed. It's amazing.
Yeah, they're like, how'd you guys just win 2 games? They're like, well, they don't know the rest of the story.
Hey, we're the best. We were the best two win team out there for that matter. We played much better than that.
Yeah.
So we're anxious to see how things go. I know that Coach Silverfield is very, very open to the Burlsworth Foundation. And
that's great.
And, he reached out to us, I think like 2 days after he got the job.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
And so we're so happy and thrilled to do that. And you see him reaching out to Houston Nutt. You see him reaching. I think he understands what Arkansas is.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit different.
I tell everybody, that's what we needed as younger coach. somebody come in here with a little fire, and so I think they made a great hire there. I think he's going to turn out very well.
We will tell you in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, we will.
Isn't that about how long it is?
Well, can he win? I mean, it's all that. It is great, but can he win? And I think he can. And same thing with Harrison, brand new coach there, and a great man, a great Christian man, and just love everything about him.
We came in and asked how we could serve him, and he immediately says, "How can I serve you?"
Hey,
that's kind of his mentality.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I can't tell everything that's happening. We'll talk about it through the radio season.
Absolutely.
Things, it's just been amazing.
Yeah.
And then we got to get Sean healthy. We got about 124 here.
Yeah.
Sean. So let's talk a little bit about what you've been going through. My goodness, and Todd's the man for that. He's not just pretty.
Well, I'm telling you.
Not just pretty.
Yeah. I don't know if he wants this job or not.
Well, that's the one thing I really enjoy, helping solving mysteries and helping people, and I'm deeper than just the bronze side of things. I get pretty deep into reading. I read a lot of books.
He's a nerd with muscles.
I'm a nerd with muscles. That's exactly what I am.
Right.
So, but you've had a time, haven't you? You've had quite a time.
Oh yeah. But I got good news last week, boys.
Yeah. We can't get into that yet. We don't have enough time. We gotta come back to that. That'll be our teaser. We got some fantastic news about Sean that's coming up into our second segment, and we're looking forward to it. Julie, we love you, and I know you're grinning. She has $1 million smile, Todd. You ain't got to meet her yet, but you will be soon. So
that's good.
She is a dandy. So
that's great.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, she does now. School starts next week, so we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. How many years in fourth grade?
I think this will be 15 for her.
Yeah, 15 years in fourth grade.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a biggie.
Patience.
We could do a whole show on fourth grade.
Yeah.
If I'd ever got there.
I thought you graduated in third.
Yeah, well, I did. That was my grandfather's education. He wanted to know, if we could read maps and things and all that. He's checking on us all the time. We'll be right back. We'll be right back, and we'll hear with some. I mean, good news. Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to Brian Ragland also with the drywall business. He's still doing it, and drywall absolutely changed the whole economy of this area of the country. We got a big show coming up in a few weeks with him, and he's going to be a contributor. He's still out there doing it.
Wow.
And things, and we're really excited about that. Well, Sean, good news.
Yes, sir. I stand corrected. My wife just told me 17 years.
17. Well, they have a way of remembering things a little better than we do, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, that's the wedding.
Some of it.
Between that and the wedding anniversary, I got too much on my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. How many years you guys been together?
I knew you'd ask that. Yeah. 32.
32. That's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah. You guys are still newlyweds. Lanita and I are 42.
Oh, congrats, man. Congrats.
Yeah. Well, tell me the good news. I just can't hardly wait.
Oh, yeah, the short version, everybody knowing about the stroke and stuff. Well, while all the hectic time of that going on, they was running all the exams and stuff, and in the ER, they said, "Hey, by the way, you got a big old spot on your lung, but we'll get to that later."
Yeah.
Don't be stressed. Don't be stressed.
Don't let it stress
got
you.
It. Not a problem.
Yeah.
So for 5 weeks we've prayed about it and stuff, and they set me up for I can't say the word right, but where they go in through the mouth and go into my lungs, a bronchial scope.
Yeah.
Was supposed to have been Friday. And I was nervous about it, of course, but wanting to get it over. They called me Thursday afternoon. He said, "We don't know what's happened." Of course, I had another CT scan. They said, "That thing shrunk. You don't have to have your scope done Friday." So I just fell through the floor, man.
Yeah.
I've just been smiling ever since. So
that's
I go
great
to him
news.
for a follow-up Tuesday to see what's happened and how to go from there too. So,
well, behind the scenes,
with
there we know what's going on. You know,
you bet.
the good Lord has touched you. I just truly believe that, and it's just amazing. And we're going to see more. We're going to see more because Todd, he was so down. You know, I can't imagine what it's like to get the C word.
Yeah.
You know, thrown at you. I've seen people go through it in the ministry and things.
Yeah.
Minister to people go through it, and the best way I can describe the first time they hear it is kind of a sledgehammer between the eyes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And
Mortality
see Sean go
is,
through some of the things that he's already been through.
Yeah.
You know,
and then
then this. Yeah.
So praise God.
So you bet. I'm ready to start getting better.
Yeah.
He had a show set up that was just, I mean, a bell ringer, and I know we're going to get that one in here pretty soon. So, and all this stuff hit him, you know. And his buddies were so kind there at the barbershop. They they set up a place for him to kind of think about him while he's going through some of that. Where he fell in the barbershop floor, they did a tape diagram.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yeah.
That's You know you're loved. You know you're loved.
You betcha. CSI
Yeah.
We need to
friends
we need
like
to get
that, huh,
Kaylee.
Sean? Friends like that.
Have you got Kaylee that picture? I think it'd be funny now we've let it out.
Basically,
Yeah.
a tape outline of.
I was saving that for this.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
I can
hilarious.
laugh about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
thanks, guys. Love you.
But
Love you too.
And he's on his way right now to an appointment.
Yeah.
And things, and so we're so thankful we got good signal, but we may lose you, but we'll get back. You just keep trying to get back. Todd's better at these buttons than I am.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's had a program here, and he's kind of taking a hiatus right now called Physically Informed.
Yes.
And his motto is what? No, you're not.
No, you're not. Well, I start off every show. No, you're not. You're the temple of God. The Spirit of God dwells inside of you.
That's right.
And really, that's the way to look at it. That's the way I've always viewed it. Is that, you know, this is such a blessing that we have here, and so I try to aggrandize it, I guess, and make it better.
And he's built a beautiful temple. I just took it too much. I built a cathedral.
But Rick, instead of a man, he built a dome house.
That's right. So he's working on me with that. But there's a lot of.
Are you calling me a bird bath?
No, you're doing great. Your diet and things you've been doing, fantastic.
I was going to say if it fits, Sean. I guess I don't know. I mean,
you see my legs.
Yeah,
your lags. That's what Jackie Martian used to call them, his lags.
Well, you can always tell the guys in the gym, the ones that have small legs, there's a lot of guys that are that way. That they just don't like to work. They're hard. You know, it's tough to work.
It's
sure.
The lunges that he's taught me I do in the pool.
Yeah.
You know, because that gets about 100 pounds off of me.
Yes, and
absolutely.
Do those. So.
But boy, so many things you can do to stay active. You know, that's why I start my show off with that. Is that it's no, you not that we are temples.
And the pool is Creekside.
Yeah.
There in Harrison, we'll give them a plug because we have a new bridge built, and you can go shoom, right over there.
Boy,
so
it's beautiful.
That's wonderful.
Beautiful.
That's wonderful. Well, Todd.
Yes.
We're kind of going all over the map here and things, but I want to get into what you and I and our relationship. And Sean, you jump in anywhere you want to. We got plenty of time here.
Yes, sir.
We got together. We both shared Brandon in the past, but I didn't know you.
No, that's right. That's right.
And
well, I just was in the booth most of the time.
Yeah,
you know,
and I was, in the bleachers when he was in the 7th grade.
Yeah, right. Right. So yeah.
So, and I didn't get to see, I'd gone to another position,
right,
and I didn't get to see the transformation. I heard about it through Ed, his best friend, and things that was going on with him. And really, the first time I heard about it is he was at the University of Arkansas.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have thought, the boy
no one
could
did
walk and chew gum.
No one
he
did.
Just couldn't.
Well, his senior year, he rose to such a high level there.
Well, he built himself up then.
Yes.
The movie doesn't get this correct because they don't have time.
Right.
But he built up then to 260.
Yes, he was
solid muscle.
Yeah, he was a big boy, and when he left, but he came back a man. I mean, he came
then
back.
He built
a man.
even more. They took him down to like 240 from that, and then he built the 308.
Yes. So and just a good complete. I tell everybody it's a blessing really for me to be there at that time to watch him. They still use. I think one of my highlights from the high school game on the Bosworth, and Alma. It was Alma's game, and so it just his whole life is so inspiring to me. I'll do everything I can to continue to help that organization, help that cause, help that mission, that message. It's so powerful, and not just in life, but for Christ and the message and what he stood for.
So much so he's been working on promos for the foundation that they do one or two a night or something during the ball games. And
yes, we do that.
And they've just given it to us, and we so appreciate that.
Well, hey, anything I can do for sure to help that cause.
We sure.
And I love being around football and love being around kids.
Well, and he's good. He's good. He tried to break me in as a color man one time, and that didn't go too well. But actually, we had a ball.
We did have a blast. Oh, and that's actually how we met. I mean, the one thing that's where we kind of with Marshall, with your work there, and then the next thing you know, we're hanging out a lot together. And my brother from another mother.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
But no, I've just the story with me and my entire walk was that, as all of us, I think, we accomplish these things personally, and then we realize that none of those really mean anything, and they're empty, and they don't have anything, they don't hold anything. And so that's what led me to Christ. And with you in my life, God just put everybody in my life at the right time. And now I feel like I am a new person. I am born again. I'm certainly a different person. And so I'm very thankful for everything that's lined up, not just, my life in the beginning, but especially now and all that has happened. And God protecting me from all that foolish things.
We're trying not to look at each other right now.
Well, but no, I've helped you a lot physically. I know you've helped me a lot spiritually, and that's what it's about, right? I mean,
that was our deal.
That was our deal,
and it's still our deal.
Absolutely so, absolutely so. But no, I'm really thankful. And then I got the opportunity to hear with you with Wayne because of the broadcast that I did with Marshall. So I've got the show here. Affected a lot of people with the show. I'll undoubtedly start that back up soon. And
well, I hadn't told Sean this yet, but I'll just do it live on radio. We want you to come back and be a part because you are a Buffalo River boy.
Oh, there's no question. I am a country boy for sure, through and through. I used to give speeches, Sean, all over the country, and I had these New York boys come up and they go, "Hey, man, we really like you. You're a real guy. We like what you are." And I'm like, "Well, thanks, man."
Forget about it.
He goes, "Hey, man," he goes, he goes, "We've been listening to these people all along." He goes, "Here comes this guy from Arkansas. He just is Arkansas guy, and he just comes out with this simple logic, just spits it out, goes, 'Hey, here it is,' He goes, 'You guys have been talking over our head, and here comes the guy from Arkansas.'" And I thought, and people appreciate that simpleness and that and the common sense type stuff. That's the way I would give my speeches.
And that's going to be our T-shirts and caps that'll be coming out soon. It's called AOI.
Yeah,
that's Arkansas, Ozarks.
Intellect. Well, we were talking about this, and this is Sean. You'll love this since you have a barbershop. I had a lady that they actually homesteaded. Her and her husband homesteaded their property back in the 1920s. So they're truly Appalachian, Old English type of language. So there was a guy that the only people that owned property down there past them was me and another guy, friend of mine, who had a barbershop. So Miss Ivory, and I realized that I mean, just the Appalachian speech and everything else.
Was that in Newton County?
It's Newton County.
Yeah, that's
way down in the hollow.
Yeah.
So every time I'd come through there, they'd ask about Eddie. So one time Miss Ivory, who had a really hard time hearing, she asked me one time, she said, "Have you seen Eddie?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I have." And I said, "I saw him the other day." And she said, "Is he still a barbering?" And I said, and I'm saying, I had her repeat. I said, "Pardon me," I didn't hear her. She said, "Is he still a barbering?" And I said, and I'm telling you, Sean, I'm sitting there froze. I thought there is a word in the English language that I have yet to hear.
Exactly.
And then finally, her boy's sitting there, and he goes, "Is he still a cutting hair?" And I said, "Oh, yes, ma'am, Miss Ivory, he's still barbering." and I thought, and I'm telling you, I have never in my life been so confused. I'm just sitting there thinking a barber and a barber and a barber and a barber. And what is that word?
It's got to be some cross between a barbarian and something.
What is that?
The pecs just went to jiggling as he's laughing about it.
and finally, when her boy said, "Is he still a cutting hair?" I said, "Oh, that's what she's saying. A barber is he?" And I thought to myself, appellation. You can take a noun and add an A and an N to A to the front and an N to the end and make it a verb. So, like, is he still a chefin'? Is he still a, he's a chef? Is he still a chefin'?
Is he still a preaching?
Is he still a preaching? Is he still a barber? And so I'm thinking, wow, these guys can make verbs out of nouns just by adding an N to the end of it. And so, but it was the funniest scene, and I knew you would appreciate that. You're still a barbering,
yeah.
And but no, it was that was my first exposure to that type of language where you just almost have to go, wait a minute, this is a different English that I'm listening to here. So
you're exactly right. That's why I didn't go into pet grooming. Can you see that? Beaver's pet grooming.
Beaver's pet guy's terrible.
No,
we're not going to go there.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That certainly.
Yeah, we'll
would
let
be.
that one go.
Yeah. So, but no, it really, to me, I think the simple. And I made the comment earlier. I may talk with an accent, but I don't think with one. And I think people really underestimate a lot of the times these people in the mountains. They think that they're not smart, and I go, no, they're just not. They're not elaborate. They're just not.
Todd, you broke out of the box. You've already taken us national. See, that's when it's going to do when we go national, where we call it Appalachian. It'd be 2 A's: Appalachian, Arkansas, Ozark Intelligence. And so now you dropped it. Yeah, we're just trying to get in here.
We're the Arkansas chapter.
Man, you just took us to 6 states over.
Hey, I love it. I'll do what I can do. I promise. I'll do what I do.
We so appreciate you, and I just think that's great.
Yeah.
And it is a whole different way of talking, but it's also a different way of thinking
and living, and for that matter. And I really do. I mean, I've traveled all over. I've been to Dubai. I spent 3 months over there. I've been to Hawaii. I've lived everywhere, and so I always come back here. Just God always brings me back here because this is me. I'm a country boy, and I'm simple. And what did Einstein said? If you can't explain it to a 5th grader and make them understand it, you don't know the subject yourself. Yeah. And I think that's a lot of the times that whole time with the old elaborate type of thing. Well, can you simplify it? Yeah. And so I try to do that with my teachings when I'm working with people with weights. I always try to make it simple. Keep it simple.
Our boss, my boss. Our boss, Jesus. Yeah. He's pretty good at that too.
Well, but think about it. When you're talking in simple terms like that, the people will be able to, understand any other way.
Even a theologian can understand him if they just let him.
Absolutely, absolutely. And a lot of the times it has to be presented in a very simple way to people, regardless if they're intelligent or not, to be able to get something new. So, but anyway, I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be here,
Sean.
But
I just sitting there just smiling. He's exactly right. 3 years ago, when I went through that first bout with my cancer deal, I changed my life, been eating healthy, doing everything, and you want to tell people it's like being a new Christian. Tell them, hey, you can do this, and just eat the proper foods. Find out what your chart says you can, and I made, it was hard at first. Yeah, I wanted junk food, fried potatoes, and blah, blah, blah. I haven't had a bratwurst in 3 years. Yeah. Football season's tough, but I made a game out of making the nutritional standards, and now I'm happy with it.
Yeah, and you still can still have your times that you have that on there. It's like the joke that where the guy goes to the doctor and says, "Doc, I'm going to bed early. I'm not going out drinking. I've given up drinking anything like that. I'm eating nothing but just real healthy food." Or he goes, "Well, I live long. Tell me, will I live longer?" And the doctor said, "No, it just seemed like it." And so you still have to have a little fun here, Sean. I guess this is my point. Don't get too crazy.
And that's what he's so good about. He had me drizzling. He has me to where I can drizzle gravy on a salad. Some of the best dressing I ever ate in my life. White gravy on a salad.
You see
but you drizzle it.
What would you like on your salad? Chicken gravy.
Yeah, I want sausage gravy. Really like. But
that's too good.
We'll be back in a minute. We're falling out in here
talking about gravy,
and I can't wait till you and Sean get physically together. Little static going on between the phone and here, but we'll get it.
We're gonna make it.
We'll get it.
All right.
Sean, we'll be right back. We're going to talk about the Bank of 1889 when we get right back. How about that scripture there, Sean? I don't know if you got to hear it, but talking about in your affliction, you can find comfort knowing that God's promise is your peace. Hallelujah.
Yep.
Todd, do you bank with Bank of 1889?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, we got to talk to you here for just a minute,
okay.
don't we?
What
do you think, Sean? You want to jump him?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to take both of you boys, I can tell you that.
Well, we'll bring the girls that work there in.
Okay,
I'll take care of it.
I'll submit.
We'll convert him.
You bet you. You
They're
bet
too
you.
nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're just too nice. Well, tell me what that means. You know.
This back to school stuff.
Yeah.
They sponsored a dinner for the teachers the other day. Dude, they brought in catered some fried catfish, chicken, and then for dessert, brought in Shelly Beth fried pie.
When do they close today? I'm going to go by and change my account. You got me with food there, Sean.
You got him with which fried item got you? He got you with fried.
All of the above.
It wasn't with hello. It was fried.
No, it was fried.
You got to go by the bank first.
You said fried catfish. I said sold. I'll bank with that bank.
Oh, and they do so much around Harrison. Also, I mean, they're involved in everything. They're involved in the schools, the kids. I mean, that's their life. And talking with the marketing director there, and she was telling me, she said, I love what you guys are doing. You're just talking about us, and they're just shifting their whole thing around here to where they take care
no
of
joke.
This.
They're everywhere.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. They're in Eureka Springs of all places.
Yeah.
They're in Huntsville. They're in Bearville. Yeah.
And just talking about that's the way to do it, right? To just talk about. I just say, hey, this is what they do.
Yeah, and it's so easy to endorse.
Somebody
if it's something that you know,
absolutely.
And for Sean and I's situation, he knows Tammy and I know Alicia, and it's just amazing.
Right. Yeah,
it's,
that's great.
It's better than Cheers when you walk in and yell on Marshall. So.
I'm gonna walk in now and say, "Here's my money. I'm gonna open up an account. Where's my fried chicken?"
There you go. That's what. That may be a promotion for him. Something fried with every account.
Fried pie.
Hey,
fried pie.
Where do you bank? The one that I smell the food coming from. I can tell you that.
That's right. Todd.
Yes.
Yes. Talking about nutrition, and drizzling gravy on a salad. That's when you get that craving that you just can't get rid of.
Yes.
Yeah. And portion size.
Yes. And that is it, really. I mean, nutrition is a big part of it. I mean, the food is not as nourishing today. The biggest hang up and the reason why we're fat in this country, and I'll call it fat, because we're over fat. It's not we're overweight, we're over fat. And why?
We're
because
over-sugared, too.
We're over-sugared. That's what it amounts to. And when you look at, we talked about this on the way up about how God has if you look at the intestinal tract of any mammal, it tells you what they're supposed to eat. Cows have 4 stomachs. They're supposed to eat grass from it. Tigers have a short, compact, they eat meat. We're omnivorous. And if you look at what we're designed to eat, if we eat that way, we're healthy.
Yeah.
If we don't, we are not.
Yeah.
So it's just that simple, and it's something that we've got to get back to these very simple, nourishing foods, processed foods and all of that. And the biggest thing is the sugar. The sugar is what's getting us fat. My name is Todd Scarborough. I'm a recovering sugaraholic. My mother fed me a lot of sugar. But I'm learning, So.
And when he does too, this was probably your last competition that you just finished.
Yes, because I'm 60 now, 62.
He's won every category of age.
Teenage, back in '82, and then just 60.
Set the record for the youngest Mr. Arkansas
at 19. Right, I won it when I was 19.
And then won the 60 and above.
60 above last year.
It was so easy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, kind of.
Well, I know. I'm talking about so easy during the competition.
Yeah.
But but how his life's changed throughout these years, but also he's kept consistent in that discipline.
Yeah.
And
well, and I guess people will come to me and say, well, I wish I had that kind of discipline to do that. And I think, I think about it, and then I think, well, it's something that it's kind of like brushing my teeth. I mean, I just have to go to the gym. I get up in the morning and go, okay, I got to go work out. And then the benefits, if we could list
and
it.
he still has his teeth.
And I still, yes, my tooth. I said, I get up just like brushing my teeth.
He spent a lot of time searching in Newton County, and he's still got a great set of teeth.
but when it comes to the whole physical side of things, I tell people they think I spend a lot of time in the gym. I don't. I spend 45 minutes 5 days a week, maybe. That's nothing. And so if you were to, somebody's come to you to say, look, I'll let you drive my Lamborghini, all you got to do is work on it 3 hours a week, and it's yours. They would do it in a minute. I mean, if somebody'd give you a car, you just got to work on it 3 hours a week.
And that's another thing that he's involved in is personal training and things. But you got to take care of him.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm a high-end personal trainer.
Yeah,
yes,
that's right.
And but I work with a lot of people. And
the boy you showed me lately that came in for some tweaking.
Yes. Yes.
What's his dimensions? And size?
He's well. I started with him when he was 14. He followed me around this contest like a little
done
puppy.
It the whole time.
Oh yes, and he stayed with it. And
how old is he now?
He's 34.
Okay.
And he weighs 265 at 5'10" and probably 4.5% body fat.
Beautiful.
I told him, Sean. I told him the first day I worked with him as a teenager. I said, you're going to wind up, because I knew his daddy. I mean, his genetics. Mm-hmm. And I said, right. Cody, you'll wind up bigger than me. You'll be bigger than me. And he's just like, are you out of your mind? I mean, no way. and the last time I saw him, I said, you remember whenever I told you you're going to be bigger than me? and he is now. But he's a great kid. Wow. He's really followed, and he loves me like a father. I love him like a son, and he's been a great example.
He lives in Off now, over in Off somewhere. But he came in to tweak. What was he tweaking? Is it too personal?
No. He's very shoulder. Most guys are shoulder dominant, meaning they move everything with their shoulders, and his triceps, because of that, were smaller. So on stage he has a disproportion, and on stage if you have any disproportions, his symmetry is the biggest thing. So I said, we've got to de-emphasize your shoulders, emphasize your triceps. The funniest thing was, whenever I work with him, one set, he looks after he sets the weight down. He goes, you've been working with me for 20 years. And he said, and you just take me to school every time I'm here. Yeah. And I said, well, I think the best I heard it put, you weren't doing it wrong. You're just now doing it more correct. Yeah. And I think that's the way with all of us, right? Yeah. I mean, we're just doing it more correct now. And I told him, I said, I can't teach you trigonometry in the second grade. I mean, you've got to learn basic math. So now I'm teaching trigonometry. I tell everybody, you start off with working out, and, it's kind of like hitting a golf ball. You just want to get it straight and get it on the fairway. Then you start putting a backspin on a 9-iron to get it on the green. So that's what the level that I'm at now is, this really advanced level. And I stand on one foot and balance on one leg.
Well, I watched him train I came in a couple times in the gym when you were training for that, and you got down body weight. I don't remember what it was.
I got to about 4.5% body fat.
And it was getting...
Yeah, it was, and not fun.
And he was...
But boy, man, you're right on that. The wrong technique causes injury.
Every time. And then you're not working the muscle you're trying to target. And then most of the time guys are going too heavy, because of the ego. If I had a gym, I'd have a nail driven in by the door with a sign that says "Hang your ego here," and leave your, because it's going to hurt you.
Don't you love that power lifter that has the videos on YouTube? The one that wears his custodian outfit. And his have you seen him, Sean?
No, sir.
Oh my goodness! I got to send you one. Yeah. He looks slimmer than all of them, and things. But now his broom that he carries is like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
And he'll just have it like a little thing, and he'll ask them to hold that, and he'll say, "Can I try?"
Yeah.
And
he'll do it like 5 times or something. Where they're doing it once, and they're going, "You're kidding me." But he's
just perfect. Technique.
But he's just wiry muscle. These guys. That's why these guys that are real wiry like that they're real strong for their pound for pound. Yeah. Those are some of the strongest guys.
You're gonna get a heavier comb.
Yeah.
Well, you better hurry. Because it don't last long, Sean. It falls out fast, so you won't be using it.
Yeah, but he's talking about his customers.
Heavier
work out
comb,
with
right.
his combs.
I'll build my arms up.
Yeah, that's right. Where you're cutting.
See, that's AOI there.
Yes.
That won't get me a heavier comb.
and then I'll teach you. Make sure you bring me in to teach you perfect technique on that, Sean. I mean, you got to wear it. If you're going to use a heavier comb, you got to do the technique right.
But he is that tuned, guys. You know, to fingers.
Wow.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, and it's
because
like,
you almost lost a hand.
Yes, well, I did, and lost a thumb. They put it back on, thank God.
Yeah.
But
and he's
yeah,
using it now.
Yeah, I'm using it, and I'm actually got an opposable thumb. So by the grace of God, it says somewhere in the scriptures that God takes care of the stupid, doesn't it, or something? and I'm definitely one of those.
He says he takes care of the humble.
Oh, the humble. Okay. My mother would have said stupid. She wouldn't have used the word humble at all.
That's not AOI. That's that Flatlander coming out.
Yeah.
Hey man, I got to hit a point that I have learned too. Also, the last 3 years.
Yes.
And on your encouragement about nutrition.
Yes.
Is eating fresh. I threw out everything. I was like everybody else, lazy. I would eat stuff that would be preservative, last for 3 years shelf life.
Yeah.
I've quit all that, and I can tell a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, the enzymes, when you cook things out, not only you lose minerals, but you're losing the enzymes too. And that's a big part of it. So fresh is, but again, how did God want us to eat?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we've got to go back to. Yes.
That's
and we've got to go back to that. And we've got to go back to this simple form of eating. And the food, but they're not. The food industry is not going to change through laws or anything else. They're only going to change if we change. We have to force them to change. So,
and it's not just kill and eat. Also, you know, there's another big part of that is if you don't work, you don't eat.
Yes. Well,
how do you balance your proteins and carbs, man? How do you?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. We got about 14 seconds left here in this segment, but to balance it, really, what I do is I tell people a gram of protein per gram of carbs, and you need a gram per pound per day of protein. So if you're 200 pounds, you need 200 carbs and 200 grams of protein, which is slight. When it's all said and done, you'll be hungry at the end of the day. I promise you.
And you need to get your glasses adjusted and be able to read labels.
Yes, read labels. That's right.
It's
so
very important.
All right.
Well, Sean, you going to be able to hang with us for the last one? I know you're getting close to your appointment.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm driving right by McDonald's now in Gadsden.
Just keep on driving. Keep on driving or order the round egg and sausage with no biscuit.
Pray.
All right, we'll be right back. We're going into this last segment where this is just flying right on by.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it does.
And when you get a bunch of rednecks around the radio.
That's right, radio. But we so enjoy being together and sitting on the porch is what I call it. That's kind of what we're doing, and we're talking about all these various things. Spit and whittle, AOI. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a lot of things that we can cover, and I want to break it down just a little bit more because some of my buddies that know me, and then they've getting to know you.
Yes.
You know, and you know, one of their first comments is testosterone.
Oh yeah, he's on steroids.
Testosterone.
Yeah, boys taking steroids.
Yeah. Anybody can do it if they take them. You know, the mindset is if you take testosterone, you don't have to work.
Okay, well let's review that. Here's the first thing I educate people on. Testosterone or steroids, as people call them, and what
steroids.
They're steroids. Here's what they do. They only do two things. They don't grow muscle. People think they do. They don't. They increase the abilities of the muscle to store protein and sugar, and they help you recover faster from injury that you inflict on you. If you don't work out hard, you need neither one of those. And most of these guys that do steroids, they get puffy because they don't need them. They've got enough testosterone. They're 17 years old. And they get puffy and moody, you know, and estrogen dominant, and so they're really not building that muscle.
They're actually turning into girls.
It really is. Your testosterone will turn to estrogen, and then you become masculine and feminine at the same time.
That's what I tease Todd about all the time. I said, I think you're.
I knew I had.
Yeah. And he's a very compassionate guy and intuitive and all those things. And I'll say, you're touching that feminine hormone just a little bit too much.
Well, I think a real man, in my opinion, is sensitive and attuned to people's feelings and awareness. Christ certainly was. But you can be tough too. I mean, I tell people, don't let that fool you. I'll knock you out just as fast as I'll pick you up.
There's a little bit of mixed martial arts in this thing too.
Yeah, let's don't go there because if we go there, then it'll get ugly. I know, but it's one of those things. I think a man's man is that, you know, and testosterone, that's always been associated with it. It's testosterone. In fact, Hitler's the one that his chemists are the ones that came up with it. They wanted to make a man more of a man.
Yep.
But here's the problem with young kids when they ask me about steroids. I'll go, first and foremost, you've got enough steroids to float a boat in your system. You're producing enough. If you take more, then you will spill over to estrogen and you become estrogen dominant. Right. And that's not a good sign. And so they have enough testosterone in their system. I tell all these young kids, you don't need it. You just need hard work. Yeah. But as we age, 40 and beyond, testosterone starts to drop. And they have treated women with estrogen and hormone therapy forever, but they have not treated men for that, and simply because the stigma of the steroids and testosterone. Right. Now that's come around where they understand men can benefit from it. I'd suggest all men over 40 get their testosterone levels checked. And it's not just about muscle. I mean, people think it's just about muscle. There is heart health is played in, mental health, blood sugar, all of these things play into that. And if you've got low testosterone and you're estrogen dominant, then you are in trouble. So I suggest men get that, and because there's a lot of difference with a 17-year-old taking it and a 45-year-old.
But it's not easy in the medical profession to find somebody that knows how to do this.
Right. You need to find a hormone doctor. I fortunately have a really good one, and he's out of Hot Springs. I go to see him there. But you've got to find somebody that knows, and then you have your blood test. If you have your blood test and you're below 400, you are a candidate, and the difference is dramatic. I mean, I remember going to the doctor the first time, and he said, "Look at you." He goes, "You got muscle. You can't have low testosterone." I said, "Dude, you could give me estrogen IV and I could build muscle." Yeah. I said, "There's something wrong. I'm crying at chick flicks here." You know,
you're watching a lot of Hallmark.
I'm watching Hallmark and crying at the same storyline every time. You know, so something's wrong, and my energy level's down. Well, he tested me. I tested 90. Okay, the low is 400. And he called and apologized to me. He said, I'm sorry to judge you that way. He said, you're a candidate. And the difference was dramatic when I got on testosterone. So it certainly is something that has the stigma, but boy, the benefits of it is dramatic if it's done right. And certainly every kid that's ever going to ask me if there's any kid that's ever out there listening to me, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Every time, you don't need it. You're not going to benefit from it. It's just going to cause problems.
And just the example of how we heal as we age.
Yes, slower.
A lot slower.
But the testosterone helps there, helps cognitive ability and all of that. So I'm a big fan of it, and done the right way through a doctor. Let him test you, and that way you can find how these things work for you. But it goes back to, as Sean was saying, it's nourishment, fresh foods. It's getting back to this natural thing that God has set in place for such a long time. We forgot about that. You know?
Jump in, Sean.
Oh, well, hey, I got a big shout-out to one of our new listeners, Wendy Treat.
Oh,
Todd,
good.
It was so cool there a couple of weeks ago. She said, hey, I walk in the evenings, and I listen to podcasts and stuff, so she was going to listen to us. And I'm like, we're going to blow her mind. We're talking about nutrition for once.
Yeah,
but,
for once.
But there's another simplicity there, man. Tell the benefits of just a simple walk.
That just goes on and on. People that are looking to lose fat, I tell people if you want to lose fat, the best way to do it is not all this cardio and all the crazy weights, because really working out on weights is one of the worst is overall losing weight. I mean, you don't really lose a lot of weight. You'll gain, right? And now it's good as far as turning that that fat into muscle, basically, and then storing it different ways. So it's beneficial. But as far as the fat loss
that's
thing,
a long haul thing.
That's right, and it's something that walking at night. I tell people before you go to bed, after you eat your supper, go for a walk, for an hour walk, and a slow, methodical, not fast, hold a conversation, take somebody with you, talk and all of that, go slow for an hour. And what that does is first of all, helps digest your food, picks your metabolic rate up, burns some fat. It keeps the metabolic rate high as you go to bed. So it's a really beautiful thing at night to be able to process that, talk to your wife, whatever. There's so many benefits that come from it. So just the simple walking and what is it? Is because we're inactive, we're sedentary, and that's the worst thing. I mean, you look the classic example, Sean, that I use is sumo wrestlers. Rick could have been a sumo wrestler.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah! John Belushi.
Oh, we got to, okay. I just got to, give me a second to wipe that out of my head here. I don't know
Yeah,
that.
there you
Yeah,
go.
see, he's got a little bit of estrogen running because he's seeing me in that belt.
In that sumo row. No, that's changed our relationship altogether here. I'm telling you. It certainly has. But anyway, if you look at sumus, those guys are 600 pounds. Okay, they're 500 and 600 pounds and severely over fat, but they're still alive. And why? Because they're moving. So when you look at the equation, when people say, is it diet or is it exercise as far as fat loss, health is tied into me, I think. You could eat a fairly bad diet as long as you're moving and be okay. Right. But the minute you sit down, even a good diet, and then I had a guy one time that was complaining his wife was buying all this stuff for him. And I said, sir, it's better to have a bad diet with a good attitude than a good diet with a bad one, because it really messes with. So you really it ties into this thing where you have to want to change your lifestyle, understanding that it's good for you, and this is the direction you've got to go. So there's so many factors that play in it, but exercise, walking, just simply moving the body. People don't move enough. We're meant to be mobile. God has given us this to be mobile, so.
Got to give a shout out to Yelville. It's a lady that's talking about us big strong burly guys love to hear you talk.
Who is that?
I'll show you.
I like her
afterwards.
already.
Yeah,
Saying big strong burly guys.
Yeah. She's talking about me. I'm big.
Oh, you're right.
You're burly.
She was addressing the sumo wrestler here in the studio.
You're strong. Sean's burly.
That's the one thing. Well, I noticed that when I was working with Marshall, they all had mohawks the first year. Mm-hmm. So I had to get a mohawk at the end of the year because I promised if they won their conference, I'd get a mohawk. So I wound up with a mohawk.
Yeah, you ended up, though, over time with a reverse mohawk.
With totally bald. Well, that's why I am bald, because of those guys. Yeah. But it was funny because when I went home, my wife didn't know that I was getting one. And when I came home, I looked at her and I said, I probably look pretty stupid. She goes, no, I actually think you look sexy with that.
Oh.
And I thought, And then my boys come out of the room and they go, Dad, you look mean. And then I went to the gym the next day and they said I look bigger. And I thought, wait a minute, big, mean, and sexy? I want a tattoo that says big, mean, and sexy. That is just too good.
And then you got to thinking about it and dwelling on it and your hair fell out.
Well, I couldn't keep a mohawk because, people as big as I am with a mohawk, people were pulling their children away from me in the store. They were like, oh, no, who is this guy? And so it looked pretty omnibus. So I thought, well, I better soften a little.
Sean, what was the guy's name in the Clint Eastwood movies that led the motorcycle gang? Do you remember that? And I'm hitting you.
Yeah,
but that's what he would look like.
Yeah,
At,
in other words,
70, he's going to look that way.
Scary. Yeah. My mother.
Any which way you can.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and my mother she just cringed when I cut my hair off like that. She said, "Yes, that's pretty hair." I said, "That's why I cut it, because I had pretty hair. I didn't like it." But no, the one thing that I really feel like, as far as, and you touched on this, Sean, is staying active and eating fresh foods and to stay healthy. You got to have all of this working for you, and then you got to be happy and light, and I think that's where Christ comes in. My yoke is easy, my burden's light, and even though we carry kind of a heavy burden, it's not that heavy when it's all said and done. It makes our life a lot lighter, and I think that plays in. Eating the right way that God wants us to eat, it plays in. There's the right way of doing it, and we're way away from that as far as America.
We've got 1:52, and I don't mean to shut us down, because I mean for us to go even further forward in this little bit of time. I want to have prayer for Sean. Number one, he and Julie, as they're heading to the doctor. And if you boys want to jump in and pray, that's fine. It's kind of my thing. So,
sure.
But you just jump in with me, whatever. Yeah. Father, we just thank you for Sean. I thank you, God, that he's the star of this show. I just really appreciate him so much, and I know that there's more days ahead. His end will be much greater than his beginning. I know it within my heart, and I thank you for the miracle you've done the other day and the shrinking of whatever that was. But I'm also asking you today, as he goes to this appointment, Lord, that you do what only you can do in his life. And as far as Todd, he's got some personal things going on with the son and things, and God can handle those things.
Amen.
He can not only handle them, he can do far and above and exceedingly and above whatever we can ask or think. And so we rely on him. And that's what Buffalo River Boys is all about. And that's what the intelligence, the Ozark way of doing things, the Arkansas way of doing things, all those are funny and good, but the intelligence is not artificial.
No, it is not.
He's very much alive.
No, it is
very much
not.
alive.
No.
Sean, we appreciate you. Julie, man, I love you. Boy, you have put up with some stuff.
Hello.
Hey, there she is. You have put up with some stuff. We just love you.
We love you too.
All right.
Thank you so much,
You
boys.
bet.
Nice to meet you, Todd.
You as
Yep.
well, brother. We'll see you soon.
And a
We'll be
lot of other
doing.
people.
Yeah, we'll be doing one soon.
Okay.
Friends, thank you so much for listening, and Linda there in Yellville, and have shout outs to Harrison and all those places. And when you pass by a Bank of 1889, and if you're a customer, would you tell them you heard about us, or you heard about them talking about the Buffalo River Boys? We just so appreciate them and everyone that's involved in putting this thing together. We're needing to hit 500 followers. We had a little lull because we had a great momentum going. So please encourage your friends to listen and follow. God bless. Have a wonderful day.